Good morning. My name is Ed Taylor Jr. I'm president of the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization, and today is a national holiday, Monday, September the 3rd, 2018. It's Labor Day here in Cumberland, Maryland. I'm here in Cumberland, Maryland's North End. We're in an alleyway in between two streets, Columbia Avenue and Walnut Street up here to the north. And this is a small burial plot that used to be in a large cemetery known as the Hughes Addition Cemetery, which went up into that area there well over 100 years ago. In the early 1900s, the cemetery was destroyed. Many of the graves are still under some of the properties here, but many were moved to a local cemetery called Rose Hill over on Cumberland's west side. This site was saved and restored by the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization in 1992 when we adopted it, and since then we're going to do a little walkthrough tour, and I'll give you some history of this unique site. This monument was put in on All Souls Day, November the 2nd, 1994, I believe, if my memory serves me. It states, Hughes burial plot, may God have mercy on all souls. This site was adopted by the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization in April 1992 during a ceremony with Cumberland Mayor Harry Stern, council members Dallin Campbell and Joseph Farino. Buried here are Joseph Hughes, 1799 to 1879, and his wife Mary, 1804 to 1881, and their son, Private John Hughes, Company E, 2nd Regiment Potomac Home Brigade, Maryland Infantry. During the Civil War, 1861 to 65, on October the 11th, 1861, John was in Hagerstown, Maryland area, engaged in a drill. During a rest period, John leaned his head on the muzzle of his gun and placed his foot on the hammer and raised it and let it fall. The gun went off and killed John Hughes. This site is only 36 feet by 32 feet. Also to the east of the site, the Hughes Cemetery was destroyed in the 1900s. This monument was erected with private funding. The Hughes graves are designated and protected sites of the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization, founded in 1983. And on the back here, it's a little bit hard to read. This moss is covered over some of the lettering. This monument was unveiled on All Souls Day, November the 2nd, 1994. Erected by the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization. The CHCO is a charter member of the Coalition to Protect Maryland Burial Sites. Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization Board of Directors, 1994, Edward W. Taylor Jr., President, Florence Mead, Vice President and Treasurer, Florence Finance Secretary, Christina Taylor, and Catherine Wolford. And as you can see, over some period of time, sometimes when monuments are in the shade, they get a little moss and it's a little difficult to read. But over the years, we've planted a lot of these trees in here to shade and protect the monuments, and it also prevents the grass from growing so much. This is the monument here of Joseph and Mary Hughes. When we adopted this site, only this portion of the monument was here. The obelisk was not here, but apparently there was one when it was originally erected in the 1800s. In September 1995, we were given this extra piece of marble, which ideally fit this monument, and if we come around here, we engraved our corporate seal, and it says that this monument restored by the Cumberland Historic Cemetery Organization, September 1995. Very difficult to read. When we adopted this site in 1992, much of the lettering was still here, but this soft marble wears over time. These two small grave sites here, these are two children who died prior to the Civil War, who were buried in the site. And up in this corner, it's kind of an awkward way the grave is positioned. This is the military monument of Union Civil War soldier Private John Hughes, which we installed 15 years ago in 2003. There was original marble military stone here, and it got so badly worn you couldn't even read it. And whenever we get a military marker that is one of our designated and protected grave sites, we do engrave our corporate seal. And if we get a shot of the back here, you can see it. Most of all the graves, of course, at that period of time in the 1800s faced the east. And this was a small burial plot in the corner of the old Hughes Addition Cemetery. And for some reason it wasn't destroyed. And prior to 1992, It was just kind of a patch of weeds before we got in here and maintained it. It's currently maintained by two of our great members, Larry and Judy Haynes. Larry is one of our current board members. And we can get a quick scan here. If we come down here, you can just see it's a very small, unique site. And thank you very much for watching our YouTube video for today, Monday, September the 3rd, 2018.